I'd like to bring it out to our all-star panel tonight. On the left, attorney Joey Jackson, who says high gas prices are beyond Mr. Obama's or anyone's control for that matter. On the right, Fox News contributor Andrea Tantaros, who says aside from borrowing money from China, Obama doesn't have a plan. Larry Gatlin says from the famous Gatlin Brothers band, warns the president promised that gas prices would rise. And Curtis Sliwa, founder of the Guardian Angels, who usually walks everywhere anyway, is going to blame the speculators as well. Let me start with you, Joey. Here's your Democratic congressman telling us, oh, you know, had nothing to do with Obama. Meanwhile, $1.83 when Obama took office, $3.83.5 today.
Well, let's correct that. First of all, and Bob Andrews is no Verge. My goodness, I can't wait for that segment on Verge. First of all, production is up in this country, okay? For the last, I'd say it's the highest it's been since 2003. So let's be clear about blaming Obama for oil production.
Why is that?
Oil production is up.
Wait, stop right there.
I'm glad to.
Why is production higher than it was 2 years ago?
Oil production.
Are you going to credit Obama?
Not 2 years ago.
Are you going
then
to
8 years? Absolutely.
But these are permits that were given under George Bush.
Oh, so
and
they
now
were.
It's Obama's
No. It doesn't matter where they're given, Eric. It matters when we actually implement it. So let's be clear about that.
Don't be ridiculous.
Moreover,
that is the most asinine argument I've ever heard on this show.
You're always saying that he's stifling oil production. He's stifling oil production. 100%. He's stifling oil production. Meanwhile, if he wanted to stifle it, he would not act upon the permits. This president has acted upon the permits to get it up.
Permits are given, Joey, years later they produce.
And let's say this.
Years prior to 2009 production,
let's finish
Bush
the argument.
was president.
We love to say gas prices are way up. In the summer of 2008, who was the president then, Eric? Who was the president in the summer of 2008 when gas prices were $4.18? Can we address that?
Sure, George Bush, and when he lifted the permitorium, the gas prices fell. Go ahead, Andrew.
Look, I honestly don't know how you can make that argument, Joey. I have to agree with you, Eric. I mean, we have seen the president get up during State of the Unions and national addresses demonizing big oil company. He has gone through the Department of Interior to deem land wild land. He's gone out of his way to say, you cannot drill here. He's slowed down drilling permits. He doesn't want drilling.
Is oil production up or is it down?
It's not because he likes oil.
I'll tell you what.
I'll
tell you, under Obama, which, you know, it takes a couple of years for this whole process to happen, under Obama, it will fall. Oil production will fall. Go ahead, Larry.
The prices.
Well, he promised, you know, so many times before, well, gas prices will necessarily go up, you know. So, I mean, wasn't America listening to this? I was listening. I'm a kid from West Texas.
He's right.
You know, my daddy was a driller all of his life. I've worked in those refineries. I've done what they call turnarounds, where you go in and you know, clean them up and do all those things that are necessary every 2 or 3 years. It put beans and taters, as we said, on my table for all that time. And I know that old deal about if you're going to buy one apple, it's going to cost you this. If you're going to buy 10, it's going to cost you something else. Supply and demand. The speculation part of it, I'm a simple man. I can write you a poem. If I have to count past 10, I got to take off a boot. So, you know, I'm not going to tell you that I can tell you all the statistics about that, but I know that when all the deal in Anwar is the size, like putting a postage stamp in the corner of the end zone at the football stadium out there in the Meadowlands. That's all it is. Yet they won't, you know, they won't open it up. The knee-jerk reaction to the Gulf oil spill, it's immediately after that, well, we can't do that anymore. How many people were put out of work on that deal? So it's ridiculous.
Tens of thousands. Curtis, go ahead.
Oh, your grifter friends. They're on Wall Street. They're speculators. Japan, the third largest economy in the world. Their oil use is down incredibly. And we've been told supply and demand, right? Supply and demand. Too much supply, price goes down. Speculators are pumping, but they're not dumping. Every time there's a bullet fired in the Middle East, they're profiting from that.
Why is
well, because they figure, let's go for the broke now. Let's get the money while the money is good. They're into it for profit. They're speculators.
There are as many natural gas traders in the pit as there are crude oil traders. Why didn't the natural gas guys drive up the price?
Because nobody's thinking natural gas.
Come on, Curtis.
Come on, you think Middle East, you think oil. You don't think natural gas.
Here, put up the full screen again. I'll tell you who the speculators are. Give me the three weasels. Give me the axis of weasels. Those guys are the real speculators. The Saudis tell us that they're going to cut back production. Obama says, don't drill here, drill over there. We'll loan people affordable money. The environmentalists say, hey, we don't need refineries here in our backyard.
The Saudis are using our oil dollars to support Osama bin Laden and Al Qaeda. They're fair weather friends.
We're loaning money. What money do we have? I mean, the only oil policy I've seen come out of this administration is we're going to give the American people $40,000, money we're going to borrow from the Chinese to buy an electric car. How is that sensible when we talk about giving money to other countries?
Should we have any regard for
giving money to the American people through tax credits? It's Chinese money.